Vancouver-Mount Pleasant.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Surely the Premier knows when a temporary foreign worker comes here, they don't get to bring their families here. They don't get to build their lives with their families here. And so immigrants, there's no question, they treasure the opportunity to build their families here, to make British Columbia their new homes. And surely the Premier notices that there is a significant difference, a difference between the status that's been given to immigrants versus that of temporary foreign workers. The Premier knows the history. I know she knows the history of the workers that toil in the dangerous conditions that help build this nation and connect this nation in infrastructure projects from coast to coast to coast. The very same workers were subjected to untold sufferings, they were exploited, and they were mistreated. And they had no opportunity to build what we all want, families in this community. They were left instead to wait for generations for an apology. So, Madam Speaker, if the Premier has learned the mistakes of the past, as she has claimed, why is she supporting a program that treats workers like indentured servants and which will allow the LNG proponents to avoid training and hiring BC workers?
Madam Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Every worker in this province, every worker in this country, no matter where they come from, no matter what their status, deserves and should enjoy exactly the same protections that every Canadian. And we want to make sure that we can be able to create these jobs in the province, and that's why we are protecting the rights of British Columbians to be first in line for those jobs. The only way that we can do that is to make sure that British Columbians have the skills that they need to be able to fill those jobs. If British Columbians don't have the skills and they haven't been endowed by our post-secondary and our secondary systems, we will not have succeeded. Those jobs will be created and British Columbians won't be able to take them. That's the reason we created a 10-year skills training plan, the most comprehensive plan that any government has created for education, as far as I know, in the history of the province. We are going to continue on that very detailed work. But as I said, and as the members of the unions who've been working with us on this recognize, in order to bring the jobs to British Columbia, for some of the temporary jobs, some temporary workers will be required to fill them. But it is my hope, Honourable Speaker, that just like has happened for generations in this country, just like has happened for many of the mothers and fathers and grandparents of the individuals in this room today, I hope that many of them, when they come here, at first temporarily, decide they want to stay, get shoulder to shoulder with all of those of us who were blessed enough to be born here and work together to continue to build this great country.
Thank you, Premier.